Hey guys, this is Mario again. Hey guys, this is Mario again, coming at you with another movie review. Today I'm reviewing a movie that came out about 5 years ago. I just watched it yesterday for the first time. I've heard mostly negative things about it, like, if I remember correctly, my buddy Effrey hates it, I believe Joe hates it, and I also, I'm not quite sure because I don't remember Matt or Mike talking about it off the top of my head, but I think they also don't like it. I could be wrong. If I am, you guys mention it in the comments. That, of course, is the 2006 Adam Green directed slasher movie, Hatchet. As the tagline says, it's not a remake, it's not a sequel, and it's not based on a Japanese one. I do like that tagline, though, because it's true. It's kind of an homage, to the 80s horror movies, and it does the job a little bit there, but you can tell that it has problems, which is mostly the criticism level against this film, is that it tries to do stuff like the 80s films did, but it kind of falls flat, and which director Adam Green admitted that, and from what I understand, he fixed all those problems in the sequel, which, that's why I look forward to at least seeing the sequel, because I will say I at least had a little bit of fun with this movie. I'd rather be watching films from the 80s, but it was decent. One thing I did like is that we have cameos by 3 horror icons. We got Tony Todd, the Candyman himself. We got Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger at the beginning, which I thought he was kind of funny, you know, a dad of a alligator hunters, and keeps calling his son a queer. I can just imagine Robert in that role. It's nice to see him in one. And of course, Kane Hodder himself playing the killer Victor Crowley, which I'm glad he got work, and seeing him play that, I really do like it. And a little bit of trivia. Well, this is, I don't know if you could call this trivia, but it's just something that I noticed. That in the flashback scene, Kane also plays Victor's father, which, that's pretty interesting. And I think the reason they did that is, this is something I only found out recently, but the more I think about it, this doesn't make sense. In at least a couple of the scripts for the last 2 Jason movies before they did the reboot, there were scenes with Jason's father, Elias Sr. In those scenes, Kane was supposed to play Elias. They were cut, obviously, as rewrites went along, and we never see Jason's father at all, except for that one scene in part 6 that I don't even think they filmed, but it's in the novel. So having him play that might be a little homage to that, which I like that. It really does make me wish that they had at least kept his father in there, because I'd love to have seen his father. Because that's one thing that's one loose end in the original Jason series that they never tie up. Where's his father? Did his mother kill him? Did he leave her? Well, we know he left her at one point. I mean, he wouldn't have a sister if they don't, but then again, other than Nightmare Warriors, they seem to ignore that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. The plot is that it takes place around New Orleans, and the movie takes place during Mardi Gras, which it involves this group of friends where we have these 2 characters. One's named Ben, and then the other is Marcus. Ben, I believe, is the one that, Ben. Obviously, I can't remember the main characters. Ben, he basically went there because his girlfriend just dumped him, you know. What better way to cheer him up than Mardi Gras? Well, he's bored now, and how they set up Mardi Gras is good. They keep showing everyone, like, there's a bunch of flashing, so that's a good thing in the movie. You know, it has the typical nudity that horror movies from the 80s are known for, so that's a little plus. But the credits thing, I'm wondering, why did they keep going back to this one guy passed out on the street? I'm like, showing him once was enough. Unless someone was mugging him, you don't need to show him again. Well, they sign up to go on this tour. The first time they try to go with Tony Todd, doesn't work, so they go with this one Asian guy, I don't know the character's name. And they're with a group. The tour, you can even see that the tour sucks. And eventually they're stranded out there when their boat sinks. And they find a house. as they go after one of the members is injured by an alligator. Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, watch out for Wally the alligator. You know, line from one of the Muppet movies. Well, the house is the house of Victor Crawley, because the legend of Victor Crawley is that he was this deformed kid that lived with his father out in the middle of the woods, and his father sheltered him from the horrors of the world. I know this sounds familiar. I'm guessing that Victor Crawley is supposed to be kind of like a homage to Jason Voorhees, and I guess that's why they got Kane Hodder to do it. So if you're gonna homage, who better to get than the guy you're homaging to play the character? That's why some people might say it rips off that a little bit, but I say it more homages it, especially considering King Hodder is the one playing the character. And Adam Green, of course, is a fan. From what I understand, he's a fan of these movies, which I'm guessing why he did not get all pissed like another person who shall remain nameless, but his last name has been twisted around to make it sound like he is wearing no pants. Those of you who know the nickname should already get my reference, but he at least took the criticism good, and that's what I hear. He made the sequel better, but getting Kane Hodder to play Victor is good. But anyway, more with the backstory. One night, these kids wanted to come over and see him, so they threw firecrackers at the house, and it caught on fire. Victor's father was trying to get him out. He got a hatchet, and he started cutting down the door. We didn't realize his Victor's on the other side, so he hit him in the head, killing him by accident. So Victor's father died 10 years later, what they say is a broken heart, but the legend is that Victor's spirit still haunts the woods and kills people. And of course, like normal with these scary stories, no one believes them. But the one thing I like is that most of the times when they do this, they go into the house, nothing happens at first. It's only when they're in the house that they start getting killed. What I like about here is that they don't even make it to the house. Like, they're only like 5-10 yards away from the house. Victor opens the door, bursts out, and chases after them. The moment I'm like, oh, is it going to be that? I'm like, oh, I thought that was a nice, interesting twist. Because you're probably thinking, oh, they're going to get, oh my god, it's the killer. And one thing I'll note is that the kills in this movie look all to be practical effects, which is a plus for me. Because the budget, it just says the box office, which is not even a quarter million. I want to know what the budget was. Doesn't say the budget. I'm going to guess the budget was probably about $1 million at least. And the practical effects, you can tell they're practical. Why they don't look the best practical effects, I don't say. I'll say they're decent. They keep the crap out of a lot of the CG that we see. And I will say also is that the effects, the kills, they're kind of over the top. Which, it doesn't really bother me. It might bother some people, but it doesn't bother me. I guess that's part of the charm this movie has. Especially with how people kills them. Like, one of the kills is that Victor grabs someone by the head and twists the top of their skull out that way, and you see their tongue still moving. That is so over the top, especially with the blood. And then another one, he rips a guy's arms off from around the elbows. That's cool. And then how he hacks the first guy with the hatchet right from the shoulder down. And it's like, he's still alive. Like, ah! I mean, Jeff was watching this movie mostly. I mean, he's like, right, the guy's dead. Why is he still acting like that? I know, but the animatronics, and that's why it's over the top. It's like, ow, oh, ah, oh. It's just like the little joke that Efrey sometimes makes when we talk about Peter Weller and RoboCop. Ow, oh, ow, oh, ow. Am I dead yet? Oh, like that. It's the same thing. You missed your cue 5 minutes ago, old guy. And of course, I'm not going to give away the ending, but I might minorly, because it departs from how most of these slasher movies end. Because the basic formula in a slasher movie is that either the killer is killed, or he gets found out and arrested, or in the case of My Bloody Valentine, he gets found out and then disappears into the mine. This time, it has an ending I did not expect. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's going to be, oh my god, I did not expect that. Let's just say it ends abruptly, though. I'm like, I was basically like Mustafa from Austin Powers 2. Is the movie over? And I guess that's a big criticism, and that's from what I did research. I'm glad that the second movie starts immediately after the ending of this one to give some closure. But when I saw that ending, I'm like, I did not expect that. He M. Night Shyamalan me, but in the good way. Sometimes it's good to do a twist ending like that. Not all the time, though. If it's one that you don't expect and it's kind of fresh for a genre, then it's good to see a twist ending. Here, I liked it. And I will give a little thing. The black guy does die in this movie, but how the character was written, the character could be played by an actor of any ethnicity, because there's nothing in this way the character was written that makes it seem like he was written specifically for a black actor. Like, let's say the black character who gets killed in the Friday the 13th reboot. Although it's not a kill that pisses you off, because he does get away from Jason. It's just Jason throws an axe. And also, he's not the first one to die. The character here, you'll like him. He's one of the few very likable characters in the movie, because there's only 3 characters in the movie that I found very likable. Our 2 buddies, and of course a female character that Ben seems to have a kind of an attraction to, who is one of the sole survivors at the end, I will say. She's also the one that tells the story of Victor Crawley, but other than that, the characters were just there. The old people the old woman I kinda hated, but other than that, they were just there. But like I said, the character could have been played by anyone. It's just I just thought I would mention that the black guy did die, because that seems to be a horror movie cliche that the black guy always dies. Except for in Creature. I heard in that movie Creature the black guy is actually the hero, which that's a surprise. That's something you don't usually see in a horror movie. Most of the time, the black guy either dies first or he's comic relief, which when it's a black character who dies first in this comic relief, you know the character, you know that sucks. Unless, of course, you read the script and find out the character wasn't written to be black, that's different. I know I'm getting a little off topic, it's just something I thought I would address. Now, the movie has problems, like I said. Like, the practical effects don't look the best. I like the fact that they're practical, though. The acting is much to be desired. I mean, our 3 horror legends, they do very good jobs. I mean, even though Tony and Robert aren't there for a long time, I do like them. And of course, Kane Hodder on top of his game inside there. The kills are over the top, which might turn some people off, but I enjoyed them. I mean, the story of Victor Crawley and how it's done does seem to be like a little rip-off / homage to Jason, but it doesn't bother me. The way some of the characters are written, it's like, what? And not that I'm complaining about it, but it seems that a couple of the girls seem to flash people too much. It's the 2 of the female characters are on board. It's like, there's old people there and you're flashing? What the heck? You really need the beads that badly? You must be subscribing to the Deborah Barone School of Mardi Grasism. Those of you who are friends of Everybody Loves Raymond will get that reference. Now, my rating for the movie, for what I enjoy in it, I think this might be probably being a little bit too kind to it, but a 3 out of 5, honestly, because I can't give it a 2, because I lean more towards liking the movie than hating it. And 2.5 does seem a little bit low, but 3 sounds fair to me, because when I rated, that's what I rated it on Netflix, because I watched it through the Netflix instant. It was the uncut version. That's probably why I saw a lot of gore, but because I would say I like it. It's an okay horror movie. It's not one that I would buy. I would probably rather buy the sequel, but would I rewatch it if they gave it on cable? Yeah. Would I recommend it for curiosity's sake? Would I say it's the best horror film? No. Miles better. Like I said, I'd rather be watching a movie from the 80s than this movie. But at least it's a step in the right direction. From what I've heard, Hatchet 2 is the right direction.